Yet with this spectre of poverty always dogging at his heels, he gazed without rancor at a world which had waxed wealthy out of the power he had made available. And so on the occasion of the Biltmore dinner, he paid tribute to Westinghouse in a magnificent testimonial to the heartfelt friendship which had always existed between the two men. George Westinghouse was, in my opinion, the only man on this globe who could take my alternating current system under the circumstances then existing and win the battle against prejudice and money power. He was a pioneer of imposing stature, one of the world's true noblemen, of whom America may well be proud, and to whom humanity owes an immense debt of gratitude. So it was at the age of 80 years that Tesla, the only man on the globe who could have invented alternating current, cited George Westinghouse as the only man on the dark star who could have developed it, in spite of the pitiless and ruthless attacks by the forces of darkness, entrenched behind the money screen within his own company. Tesla declared his position as an initiate in this statement about his friend, just as surely as did another initiate who entered into the temple and flayed the money-lenders with a whip. As a Venusian, Tesla was not karmically obliged to deal with money-lenders. His magnificent gesture of tearing up his own contract with Westinghouse showed that as a Venusian, he was willing to go to any length to help his friend, knowing full well that Westinghouse was shouldering for all humanity a karmic burden so great that he could scarcely bear up under it. With the aid of Tesla's warm and enduring friendship, he did bear up, giving Tesla's polyphase system to the world, thus eliminating a vast part of society's karmic debt. Tesla voiced a divine pronouncement when he stated that George Westinghouse was one of the world's true noblemen. During the final years of his life, as he neared the age of 80, Tesla was aided by a $7,200 annual honorarium paid to by the Yugoslav government on behalf of the Tesla Institute at Belgrade. As the hour of Tesla's birth approached, the spaceship on which he was born neared the Earth in a mountain province that is now part of Yugoslavia. As the hour of his death approached, it was Yugoslavia that honored him and supported him financially. The Tesla Institute was opened in Belgrade in 1936 in commemoration of Tesla's 80th birthday. Formal celebrations were held throughout the country over a period of a week, honoring the greatest national hero the Yugoslavs had ever known. The Tesla Institute, endowed by both government and private sources, was equipped with a splendid research laboratory and library. Every bit of writing or information that had any bearing on Tesla and his inventions was collected and made available to research students at the Institute. American students have been deprived of any opportunity to learn about Tesla because his name is seldom mentioned in school books, even science textbooks. In the United States, the nation which Tesla had honored with his citizenship, and the point from which his great inventions had rayed forth like light from a central sun, Tesla passed his 80th birthday quietly. He was interviewed and questioned about his world wireless system for electrical distribution, a system which he had perfected many years before, and which rendered his polyphase system obsolete. He showed not the slightest sign of resentment over the fact that billions upon billions of dollars had been wasted by promoters in a greedy effort to extract the last penny of profit from an electrical system that was as outmoded as a dinosaur. Tesla was comforted by his own inner joyous knowledge that he had not been called to share in commercial exploitations that necessarily sapped the wealth of the world. His philosophy of brotherhood, of friendship toward humanity, of gratitude toward his Creator, never wavered, and so he said when questioned about his world wireless power system, "Perhaps I was a little premature. We can get along without it as long as my polyphase system continues to meet our needs. Just as soon as the need arises, however, I have the system ready to be used with complete success. It is still ready, and it is still waiting to be used. Promoters are still withholding from the public the knowledge that such a system exists as an invention, waiting to be used. Promoters are still seeking to expand Tesla's obsolete polyphase system throughout the world, burdening the earth with miles upon miles of needless cables, conduits, wires, and posts, providing dangerous playthings for high winds and blizzards. But this is the greedy method by which fortunes are made at the expense of the public. In the New Age, only New Age methods will be utilized. Very soon now will come the big planetary house cleaning. Then down will come all the cables, conduits, wires, and posts, which the public is now paying to have installed. What fools these mortals be! Since Otis T. Carr has now come forth with his free energy devices, it is quite probable that Tesla, working from Shambhala, has in mind a system that will obsolete the world wireless system. But at any rate, as Tesla said on his 80th birthday, the system is there, waiting to be used with complete success if needed. It calls for a small antenna device to be attached atop every house, office building, shop, and factory. This device will enable the occupants of the building to have all the electricity they need without meters or wiring. The antenna will pick up a beamed supply of current, just as a radio picks up a broadcasted program. Inside the home or building, the electrical service units such as lights, iron, stoves, adding machines, typewriters, and so forth will be free from wires and plugs for wall outlets. The units will pick up the necessary current beamed from the antenna. Even when Tesla had his old laboratories on South Main Street, now West Broadway in New York, he had lights which could be picked up and placed in any position anywhere in the laboratory, wherever light happened to be needed at the moment. His lights were merely glass tubes, free from wires and wall fixtures. So the inventor, for many years, enjoyed the fruits of his own inventions, while the public has paid and paid and paid the pipers who ever pipe for more money profits from their outmoded merchandise. The Tesla wireless method for electrical distribution is a gift which the world might have utilized for the past half-century, had the public demanded it. But an uninformed public is a silent public. The public gets its information largely from newspapers and magazines, radio and TV. These sources are, in turn, controlled and censored by their advertisers and government secret guarders. The conditioned public then dictates to its teachers and its preachers, telling them what to teach and what pulpit topics would be most uplifting to the community spirit. Thus the vicious cycle whirls round and round like a Sputnik. Even Tesla himself was told off by J.P. Morgan when he explained his world wireless system to the financier. Morgan listened to Tesla describe the glories of his invention, and then the money baron dismissed the whole subject as impractical, because, as he pointed out, there would be no way of making money off the people if the people could have as much electricity as they wished by merely putting up a little antenna on their homes or factories or office buildings. Morgan further reminded Tesla that under the present system, the manufacturers of wires, poles, and electrical installation equipment of all kinds could make fortunes, and in addition, the electricity could be metered and everybody could be charged for every kilowatt they used. Tesla pointed out that electricity was free in the atmosphere, a free gift of God to his people, but such idealism naturally could not penetrate the thinking of a financier. Early in the years when Tesla was training Otis T. Carr, he called Carr's attention to the same fact. Electricity is free in the atmosphere, a gift of God to his people. Carr agreed with Tesla instantly, but Carr was not a financier. He was merely working as a